not only to see our 2018 batch, how wonderful you look, each one of you with the smiles on your face, to see your parents beaming with joy, to see your faculty, but also a special sense of happiness to have Dr. Nageshwar Reddy here this evening as our chief guest and as your role model. He has over the years distinguished himself with that tremendous ability that our Vice Chancellor was speaking about. The ability to be a great clinician, and you know that he is world renowned. The ability to combine an administrative capacity, and it is with that that he has put up such an iconic hospital. The innate human desire to see more in medicine, which therefore leads him to be a researcher, and then finally to be, besides a lot of other things, to be a great human being, which makes sure that every single day, every patient who has inquired, somebody who asks him about a reference, he personally calls back and says, this is what I saw, this is your patient, this is what you need to do. So to have a 360-degree greatness in one individual, so please remember over the years when you go back that he was your chief guest today. So thank you, Dr. Nageshwar Reddy, and a big welcome to you. I was 2 years ago at the Buck Institute. The Buck Institute is a famous research institute, and I met there with a Nobel Prize winner, Mr. Yamanaka. And he later gave us a lecture. He spoke 5 minutes about his tremendous discovery in the ability to enable pluripotent stem cells to differentiate by their contact with the heart cells. And he showed us how a simple cell after 3 days suddenly starts beating like a heart. It was like miraculous discovery, amazing. He spoke for 5 minutes about that, but he spoke for 20 minutes about the role his father had in his life and his mother had in his life. So this evening I want to do a special pranam to all the parents who are here. I know, and I'm glad all of you are giving them that big cheer. Our Vice Chancellor also asked you to do that, but I think it's very amazing that the people who have achieved the greatest heights in life, including our chairman, recently was telling somebody all this happened because of his father. Raghav Reddy was an agriculturist who simply told him, whenever I read all the great things you do in America, your mother and I feel proud. Imagine if you came back to India, how many lives you could touch. And that was his inspiration to come back, to open hospitals, to aspire to be the best, to give Indians that great care. So please always remember your parents and the great contribution they have made for you. But also our wonderful 2018 batch, I want to acknowledge you. I saw the fun you had and I'm happy for it, because I also know that you were our first batch who went into practice and rotations in the hospital during COVID. You were our first hybrid batch. You were our batch who taught us how to teach from the classroom as well as remote. You were the batch who went there bravely and met patients during COVID, when I'm sure your parents would have been worried. So I want to give you a very, very special acknowledgement. And in the light of that, let me say that you have already been prepared for the challenges that this world is going to give you. I want to acknowledge our Vice Chancellor, your Dean, your entire faculty, and as they have trained you in the deep science of great medicine, life has also begun to train you. It is during these last 6 years that you've discovered the power of your mobile phone even more. You could sit in a class and chat with whoever you wanted. You could order Swiggy as soon as you came out. You knew that the world is changing. And it is also in this time that you saw ChatGPT and generative AI and the power of transformation. So much of what you learned will always remain relevant. But the realm of what you will use in the transformed world is going to be many X times what you have learned today. So if there's one powerful thing I want you to take back, which of course begins with us saying how happy you are, how happy we are that you graduated. But the one powerful thing is, please be a lifelong learner, because the world is changing so fast and the tools in your hand are going to be transformational. You are the people who can dream of a world without cancer. You are the people who can create healthy knees, and maybe nobody will be doing joint replacement. You will replace the mechanics of cutting open a joint with the science of curing it while it's beginning to degenerate with stem cells, and 100 other things that can happen because of this science and because of AI and because of the combination of three very powerful Bs. And I don't want you getting Bs in any subject, you're all A students, but the three powerful Bs are biology, when the gene was deciphered, is bandwidth, when you were able to connect with a small village like we connected in Aragonda and say that I can heal the world in any corner, I can give home care, I can do critical care, I can go into any part of the world and be a global doctor. That is bandwidth. And the third is bytes. Because the computing capacity of the world is continuing to enhance, you all saw the NVIDIA chairman, the chips are becoming more and more powerful. This computing capacity is bringing up the capacity of the CT scans to give you better images, of the PET CT, of the combination. You can combine an angiography image with an MRI and a CT and look into the human body in a way that you were never able to do before. So use this power of these three Bs, use this computational capacity, and understand that the world will give you new cures. And with that power, what do you do? The power of your knowledge, the power of your degrees, the power of the world to bring new cures. What do? You stay grounded in the most important aspect and the reason why you became a doctor. The reason why you became a doctor was to heal somebody else, to be that humane person. And as your dean said, the empathy to understand, if my family member was in that place, how would I like my doctor to behave? Please be that doctor of your dreams. And whatever challenges the world gives you, sometimes you may not love your supervisor, sometimes the world may not give you the break you deserve, but most of the time, you can manifest the power to heal everybody who comes within your reach.